Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I love that when people respond. Thank you. My name is Kathy Mazzarella. I'm the Chairman, President, and CEO of Graybar, and a member of the Alliance St. Louis Board of Directors. Today we have some very exciting news for the region, and we're very happy to have you join us. St. Louis has always been a great place to live, work, and do business. A matter of fact, Graybar moved our corporate headquarters here from New York City to St. Louis County almost 40 years ago. Looking back, it was probably one of the smartest decisions we ever made because St. Louis is on the move. Today, a renaissance is occurring throughout St. Louis and the St. Louis community, and the future has never been brighter for any one of us. Our region has a highly skilled labor force and amazing institutions of education that are equipping people with the skills necessary to succeed in a new era. St. Louis has also established itself as a technology hub with a vibrant innovation and startup community. St. Louis is also one of the most affordable and accessible cities in the United States. And there is a remarkable level, just absolutely remarkable level of collaboration between government, business, and community leaders who have a shared focus and vision for a wonderful future in this community. We all know that community working together with shared goals can accomplish anything. Today's announcement is a result of a collective effort over many, many months, and I'm proud of the lasting impact it will have on the entire region. With me on stage today, we have Missouri Governor Mike Parson, Congresswoman Ann Wagner, I think she's behind me, there you go, CEO of Accenture Federal Services, Mr. John Goodman, St. Louis County Executive Dr. Sam Page, CEO and President of the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership, Rodney Krim, and our next speaker, Alliance St. Louis President and CEO, Steve Johnson. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. We had a bit of a change of plans. Small thing called a power outage here on campus, and so I think it's just a remarkable demonstration of flexibility and getting things done. So thank you to the Maryville team for scrambling in a very short order and pulling things together on the other side of the campus. One bit of business, especially for those of you watching online, you may text any questions you have. We'll answer the appropriate ones, but you may text any question you have to 314-250-3333, and then we will have a short Q&A session at the end of these remarks, and we'll work in those questions along with those from the floor. So Kathy, thank you for your leadership, not only for Alliance Stl, but for our region. We're thrilled to have you and other guests with us today. I also need to thank Dr. Mark Lombardi, Margaret Onken, and the rest of the incredible team at Maryville University for helping us all come together today safely, and then especially for this mad dash scramble that has occurred over the last 2 hours. We selected Maryville for this event because the facility that has been leased for this project is literally right next door. So this is the neighborhood that our guests today will soon be calling home. So my name is Steve Johnson with Alliance Stl, a private sector-based economic development organization charged with business attraction for the entire 15-county bi-state region. Part of what inspired me a little over a year ago to take on this role when Alliance Stl was first created was the strong engagement and commitment of a private sector board of directors that included outstanding business leaders like Kathy. They convinced me that we could build a formidable business attraction initiative here in St. Louis, not only because we had their support, there was a talented team in place and great community partners to work with, but because St. Louis had such an incredible and compelling story to tell. So today I'm wearing, and I know a few others are too, but I'm wearing a lapel pin that says STL Made, which some describe as a narrative, others say it's a movement, but the best definition I've seen says being STL Made is about being part of our region in ways that make it grow and make it stronger, a region able to create more opportunities for more people. And I think that's exactly what we're here today to celebrate. For a project like this to come together, it takes time, effort, and seamless collaboration from a dedicated team of partners. Many people in this room today stepped up to make all this a reality. First off, I must recognize our incredible team at Alliance Stl, and in particular, Senior Vice President Jim Alexander, who led this initiative for us from start to finish. Our collaboration with several other regional business leaders and economic development partners made this possible. Rodney Krim and Michelle Stuckey at St. Louis Economic Development Partnership, Sabash Alias and Deborah Price at Missouri Partnership, Rob Dixon and his entire team at the Missouri Department of Economic Development, Mike Kearney and James O'Mara at Ameren, Missouri, and we'll resist taking any shots at them this morning, but they did a great job. And the team at CBRE, led by Jeff Kaiser, and for this transaction, Mark Palmer. And of course, St. Louis County Executive Dr. Sam Page. At every step of the way, and here's what's important for those of us in St. Louis to realize, at every step of the way, we presented a unified, focused, and authentic story of the tremendous benefits of investing in and doing business in St. Louis. So today it is time to celebrate this opportunity we have to work with a global leader in innovation and to demonstrate to everyone, including ourselves, but to demonstrate to everyone what happens when we work together as a region toward a common purpose. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our guest of honor, who will be sharing officially today's very significant announcement. Just a quick note, though, about, we'll say John for now, although he's been introduced, as a means to better understand his personal humility and, I think, values. So several of us, including Governor Parson, met with John and his team last February in Arlington at their offices. At one point during the conversation of getting to know each other, he mentioned that he used to teach school in Boston. Of course, I had done my homework. I'd read his memo. I read the bio, and understood that teaching school in Boston actually meant serving on the faculty of Harvard Business School, where he also received his PhD. So to say that John taught school in Boston is a little bit like saying Adam Wainwright plays catch every now and then with some of his pals. So John and his wife later moved to the DC area, where he served in the federal government as Deputy Undersecretary of Defense and a member of the staff of the National Economic Council. He has spent his entire career serving our country both in the private and public sectors, bringing excellence and innovation to work that supports communities and nations around the globe. He and the company he leads embody the spirit of startup, stand out, and stay that truly defines STL Made, which made us confident from the very beginning that they were a perfect fit for St. Louis, and St. Louis was a perfect fit for them. So please join me in welcoming CEO of Accenture Federal Services, John Goodman.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a really exciting day, and I have a few remarks, but I want to compliment the team for the move today, the move in our facilities. You know, almost a little more than 30 years ago, my wife and I were married, and we had an outdoor wedding planned at her parents' home. It was pouring rain, so we had to adjust at the last minute, and everyone was a wreck. I was told at the time I shouldn't worry because it was good luck. And 32 years later, I have to say that's right. So I look at our move today as an incredibly good sign of what we're going to do here in St. Louis. A special thanks to everyone who is joining us here today. Governor Parson, Congresswoman Wagner, Dr. Page, Kathy, Mozzarella, Steve Johnson, Rodney Krim, special guests, members of the media, and everyone watching online. This is a really exciting moment for our company. We are proud to deliver the innovation and capabilities that federal agencies need to deliver their missions. Our employees know that they're doing work that truly matters, whether it's delivering supplies to the men and women in uniform around the world, or providing better care and benefits to our veterans, or connecting students with the financial resources they need to pursue their educational dreams. Accenture Federal Services is now 10,000 people strong, and we are growing. And we're also expanding our operations to make an even greater impact. That is why I am thrilled to announce today that AFS will open our newest Advanced Technology Center right here in St. Louis. In fact, the building is just a few minutes away, as you heard, here on Maryville Center Drive. I'm also pleased to announce that this new center will bring 1,400 new jobs to the region over the next 5 years, including 200 starting now in the first year. The St. Louis Center will be a new cornerstone of our business. It will collaborate with our other centers in Washington, D.C., Texas, New York, and Virginia. Here at our new center, we will help our federal clients deliver mission-critical programs that literally touch the lives of millions of Americans. And they'll be using the latest technologies to do so: digital, cloud, cyber, artificial intelligence, and automation. We chose St. Louis because of your great talent and your strong community. Now, we started looking for a home for our new center more than a year ago. And through our research, St. Louis quickly rose to the top. Well, why is that? First, we knew the community. We're small here now, but we already have, handfuls of people in the community serving federal clients. Second, more important, you have a very strong workforce oriented towards technology and outstanding educational institutions that are preparing the next generation of talent. Third, St. Louis is a place where tech talent wants to live, and that's really important to have a location where your workforce is happy and can build their lives. It's the home of world-class universities, research facilities, medical institutions, businesses, cultural and artistic institutions, and as a resident of Washington, D.C., I hate to admit it, outstanding sports teams. Now, being a part of a vibrant tech community is really important to us. And as Kathy noted, it takes real collaboration and great talent across both the public and the private sector to make change and to make a difference. At Accenture Federal Services, we are committed to investing in the people of St. Louis, in today's talent and in future generations as well. The jobs that we are bringing to St. Louis will offer training in new skills, and they'll offer new career paths. We really also appreciate what our parent company, Accenture, which has been a part of this St. Louis community for some time, has been doing with apprenticeships and skill building programs here in St. Louis. And we look forward to working with our colleagues in Accenture and community partners to help skill and prepare people for careers in technology through programs like the St. Louis Promise Zone. It takes great partners to make all this happen. And I just want to thank everyone who has helped make today possible and who has offered us such a warm welcome. We are extremely proud to be a part of what's next in the St. Louis story. And we are very excited about the opportunities that we'll have to do even more here for our clients and for our country. And I know our recruiting team is especially excited to get to work and to start welcoming the best of St. Louis to our AFS family. So thank you. And now I'd like to invite Governor Mike Parson to share his perspective. As was noted, Governor Parson and I had the opportunity to meet in Washington back in February, and it was clear that we shared a common passion for workforce development and for public service. And of course, the governor's life has been dedicated to public service, having served with the Army, 2 decades in public safety, and then a path through the Missouri House of Representatives, the Senate, Lieutenant Governor, and now, of course, Governor of this great state. Governor?
Thank you, John. Thank you for the introduction. But 2 things. First, on the personal side, let me say thank you for doing this. As a military veteran, thank you for what your company does for veterans and what you will be doing for veterans and what you do to protect our men and women every day. So thank you for that. As governor, thank you for shutting the power off today here on the campus. All I know, we shut the electricity down with 1,400 new jobs. If I knew it was that easy, I'd have been shutting electricity off all over the state. If I would have known I could have done that today. But 14 new jobs. For as much as our state's been through the last 90, 120 days of trials we've been through, it's pretty good to be back out here today talking about jobs, talking about the economy, talking about the future of the state. When I met with you last time, it seemed like we were at the top of our game. With recruiting businesses coming here, with unemployment, having a workforce that was ready in this state. I was excited and kind of got the rug jerked out from underneath us a little bit over that, but we still have all the opportunities we have back in January and February. I knew they were coming. I asked Director Dixon during this whole time of the COVID-19 situation, I said, you have to be prepared to get those businesses here and get the economy going while we fight this issue at the same time. And I don't know where Rob's at, but he has did a wonderful job as director out here. Rob, thank you for what you've done for the state. I appreciate it very much on that. So it's good news for everybody, and everybody up here today. Congressman Wagner, I know, is behind me, Sam Page. A lot of dignitaries up here. It's always humble to be sitting with everybody that's up here for what you do, and stay in the course. Stay in the course. And that's what we did in this state and why we're all here today to celebrate jobs and getting back on things. I share a story when I met with John. I don't know if he remembers this or not. Was out in Washington, D.C. I was hadn't been at that a whole lot of times, but had a chance to sit down with him. And he was talking about, of course, it's not hard for me to sell Missouri because I just believe in it totally and love this state. And he was talking about some other opportunities. And I remember one of the questions I asked him, I said, why would you do that? Why would you go to another state? It don't seem like to me it's much of a decision here for a CEO. So anyhow, so here he is today. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I'm going to take a little credit for that. Saying, hey, you come to St. Louis region, we'll take care of all your needs once you get here. And here we are today with that on that. And I do want to thank Congressman Wagner for everything she's done for the last few months. I've been on conversations with her every week, probably more than we wanted to have with each other during the time, but I want to thank her for being up here. Sam Page also for helping us with that. And it's great for us all to be here today, and we're talking about jobs. And it's not a briefing on another matter that we all know that normally happens of a daytime. So thank you. It's great to be here all today. The past few months have been a whirlwind, but we are moving forward and positive about the future of our state. We are ready to get Missouri's economy rolling again, and today's announcement is a huge step in that direction. This is great news for the St. Louis community and the entire state of Missouri, and we are proud and excited to welcome Accenture to the Show Me State. Now more than ever, Missouri needs skilled, resilient workers to move our economy forward. Missouri's technology industry continues to grow, and we're proud to be developing the next generation of tech talent to fill these high-demand jobs. Missouri is ready, recognized as one of the most prepared states of the digital economy. And at a time when many Missourians are looking for work, this move will create more opportunities for Missourians, grow our technology workforce, and strengthen our standing as a technology hub in the United States. As I said earlier, when the economy back in January was at 3.5, the unemployment rate, today it's at 10.1. The only way that we get out of that is people going back to work and making sure the challenges of tomorrow would meet. When a company like Accenture comes to Missouri, the one thing we all know when we're at Maryville, and I was got to talk about some of their team earlier, we all got to change too. Times have changed us all the last few months, and we got to figure out what is the business needs of tomorrow, what is the technology needs, and business models will change. And to have a company like that, Accenture here, to be able to be part of that process, to have Maryville to be part of that process, that's how we'll lead Missouri forward, and that's how we'll get up. So I want to thank all the partners involved in making these projects possible. Accenture, Alliance Stl, St. Louis Economic Development Partnership, Missouri Partnership, the Missouri Department of Economic Development. And again, we are proud to welcome Accenture to the state of Missouri. Missouri is on the right track, and we are excited for the future. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you very much. Am I supposed to introduce you?
Oh.
Sit down, Congressman. Ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm not sure what my remarks were, but let me tell you, if I'm supposed to introduce the Congressman, let me apologize for that. I didn't know that wasn't in my notes on that. But let me just tell you, I'm very proud to introduce Ann for the Congressman of this district, for what she does for back home, I want to say, and what she does in Washington, D.C. I've been in touch with her for months now, with the whole federal delegation. on a weekly phone calls trying to figure out how we move Missouri forward. So it's great to be back here, great to be talking about jobs, great to be talking about the economy, great to be on her home turf. So please welcome Congressman Ann Wagner.
Oh, goodness. Thank you, Governor, very, very much. And yes, it's all about what happens here at home in the heart of Missouri's 2nd Congressional District that I have the great privilege and honor of representing. Our thanks to Maryville for moving quick on your feet and being so accommodating and wonderful. And Governor, I can't thank you enough for your leadership during some of these incredible times, but also in promoting the kind of job growth that we're seeing in our state. You know, I thank Steve and Kathy, Alliance Stl. You continue to shine the light on Missouri's incredible workforce. And John, all I can say is welcome to St. Louis. We're familiar with Accenture, and I am certainly familiar with Accenture Federal Services in my work as a member of Congress. We're thrilled that you all and all of us have pulled together to collaborate with Accenture to bring these high-tech jobs to St. Louis. Accenture Federal Services is a close, very, very close partner of the federal government, offering innovation and high-tech expertise to many, many different agencies. On behalf of the federal government, I'm so grateful for the work that you do in services that advance the digital economy, cloud computer, cyber, AI, and a lot of automation expertise. Now, I'll tell you quite honestly that I don't think the government could be proficient in these areas without the business community coming alongside us and providing the modernization that government agencies so very desperately need. In fact, I will tell you, I remember reading a report from the Government Accountability Office a couple of years ago revealing that the Department of Defense still used 8-inch floppy disks in a legacy system that coordinated our nuclear forces. Jaw drop, right? The Department of Treasury used a computer language code from the 1950s. It is clear, very, very clear, that we need to invest in retiring obsolete legacy systems and modernizing our IT investments. It's critical to national security and to ensuring our civil servants are offering the kind of user-friendly, efficient way to secure the services to the American people in a customer service-friendly way. The President's management agenda focuses on IT modernization. Reducing cybersecurity risks is absolutely key, and phasing out burdensome systems that slow down federal capabilities. Accenture Federal Services is a real partner and asset to the President's agenda, and I believe St. Louis is the best place in America, period, but also the best place in America for Accenture to help modernize government platforms. The St. Louis business community is truly unique. It is centered on collaboration, on openness, and rooted in this region's incredible talent. I believe that St. Louis is becoming the Silicon Valley of the Midwest in many, many respects. We have a superb workforce, highly skilled, educational institutions that understand how high tech and innovation will define the future of federal agencies, and so much more. From a cultural standpoint, as the governor pointed out, from all of our research and development, and the way that we work together to show families, community, and business how we can come together for the future. This is a wonderful place to work, to study, to learn, to build a family right here in the heart of the Midwest. This district, this region, it is personal to me, John. So we welcome you here to town and thank you for your efforts and investment in our workforce. I'd like to next invite my friend and colleague, someone that I've also been on many conference calls with over the last several months Dr. Sam Page, our county executive, to highlight this contribution to our region. County Executive and Dr. Sam Page.
Thank you, Congresswoman Wagner, and thanks for your help helping us navigate this through these difficult times in our state and our country. And thank you also to Governor Parson for your leadership at the state. This has been quite a challenge for us. So you can imagine our enthusiasm and excitement to learn of these new jobs, 1,400 jobs coming to St. Louis. It's an incredible day for Accenture Federal Services, an incredible day for St. Louis County, an incredible day for the whole region. St. Louis County is thrilled to be a part of Accenture's Federal Services growing global network of advanced technology centers in D.C., in San Antonio, New York, Virginia, and now in St. Louis. It's apparent, based on the other locations, that Accenture Federal Services chooses its network locations where they can have access to top technology talent, key federal clients, and cultures of innovation and excellence in technology. And that is our brand. That's exactly what they'll get in St. Louis County, and that's exactly what we'll see in St. Louis region. As Steve mentioned earlier, the St. Louis region is home to 50,000 IT jobs and 35,000 federal positions. Accenture Federal Services will be right next door to Maryville University, which is home to some of the fastest growing programs in technology studies. St. Louis is home to rapidly expanding technology centers, and the region is consistently ranked as one of the top places for people to launch a career. St. Louis is a place for makers, doers, builders, and especially those who want to make a difference. And that's why Accenture Federal Services is a perfect fit for St. Louis, and St. Louis is a perfect fit for them. I'm excited that a company that promotes equitable jobs and inclusion is expanding in our region. The parent company, Accenture, is ranked #1 in a global diversity and inclusion index, #1. It's very important as we seek to attract and retain a diverse talent from across the world that we work to be a part of that growing network here in St. Louis. And of course, Accenture's parent company is a well-established part of our region's business community. They not only support our region through jobs and innovation, but also through their commitment to investment in the broader community. Accenture partnered with the St. Louis Promise Zone to launch My Path, My Future, a program to help individuals who reside in neighborhoods with high unemployment to build new skills and transition to a career. Accenture also expanded its National Apprentice Program here in St. Louis in 2019, offering individuals IT training and a pathway to employment with their country, recruited from our skilling partner, LaunchCode. We have learned that AFS is looking forward to joining these efforts as well as we build out their workforce here in St. Louis. And that is really what it means to be a St. Louisan. We support each other, we work here to grow, innovate, and welcome new businesses to our community. We're thrilled to welcome you and your colleagues. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Rodney Krim, and I'm the CEO and President of the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership. And once again, thank you, County Executive Dr. Sam Page. Appreciate being on that team to really try to move things forward in the county as well as St. Louis City and the region. We're pleased to have a couple of other people I'd like to recognize that are here with us today. We're located in Town and Country, and those people that represent Town and Country are the Councilman, Tim Fitch, you raise your hand, and the Mayor, John Dalton, and then Bob Shelton, who's the City Administrator. Thank you, guys. And as Steve recognized the team, so I won't do that in detail like I had planned to do, because what they say, teamwork makes the dream work. And so this team has worked very well together to accomplish what we're here to celebrate today. And John, you have a great team with Molly and Ali, and they battled some weather during the winter to help get this deal across the finish line. So we're really happy about that. I cannot think of a better way to help accelerate the long, hard road to recovery that we are facing globally, nationally, and regionally due to the pandemic that we are now announcing here today. I will echo Steve's comments about the team, but I also will say working together we can accomplish great things, and this is an example of that. The next steps for us is to partner with Accenture Federal Services to identify and secure the workforce they need to succeed. This will include from the first meeting, what they said was that they have a commitment to a diverse workplace. And you've kind of heard that through the other speakers as well. They have embraced working with the Promise Zone, and you've heard that multiple times as well. So we're looking forward to partnering with them, with our St. Louis Promise Zone that's led by Erica Henderson, our executive director for that. This is going to provide job opportunities for residents in North St. Louis County and North St. Louis City, as well as throughout the region. With an exceptional apprenticeship program that's already been mentioned, and other tools, we will work together to identify the talent needed to succeed. And now, more so than any time in the past few decades, this is the type of commitment we are looking for from a globally recognized business leader. So this is more than a win for St. Louis County. This is a win for St. Louis County and the rest of the region. And although they'll be located in the Maryville Center, this is only the hub of the impact that they'll have across the region. Accenture Federal Services will make a positive impact on the lives of individuals and families for many decades to come. So thank you for being here, and now back to Steve Johnson.
Thanks, Rodney. We've now set aside about 15 minutes for Q&A from the press, and I will remind those who are online, you may submit questions by texting them to 314-250-3333. And at this point, I'll open it up to questions related to what we're here today to announce. And then we will ask whoever's most appropriate, we'll ask the speakers to come up to the podium to answer the questions. First question.
Hello, Lauren Traeger, KMOV Channel 4 here in St. Louis. What types of education will be required for these jobs, and what are the salary ranges that you're looking at?
John, may I?
We're looking for a variety of talent. Certainly, we'll be recruiting from educational institutions for folks with bachelor's degrees, but as was announced, we also are experienced in hiring employees with less traditional backgrounds. You know, one of the unique things I think about Accenture Federal Services is that we hire people for careers and not just for roles on contracts. And that means that we intend to provide training throughout people's careers, because the technologies that are relevant today will become commodities in 5 years. So we need a workforce that can learn, that can grow, that can acquire new skills. And that can begin with a variety of educational backgrounds. We've hired, for example, veterans who come out of the service without college degrees, but with great technical skills that we can build upon. Same is true for military spouses. We've hired folks from community colleges with associate's degrees and with BAs, and of course we'll also be hiring more experienced personnel for leadership positions. And as you might expect, given the skills that we're focusing on in digital, cyber, AI, cloud, we're looking to build top talent. So we fully expect that we're going to have to pay the highly competitive salaries that are required for that kind of talent. Thank you.
We've got a couple questions online just about the target date for the facility to open, and also when you plan to start hiring and where people can find information on how to apply.
So we're going to open our facility. Will formally open in December of this year. We are beginning to recruit now, and our expectation is the workforce that we'll be recruiting will work initially remotely, or we'll look for liquid space. And in terms of how to find out about the roles, Molly, can I? So we've been waiting, the recruiters have been anxiously waiting for this event to be completed, because we thought it would be a giveaway if we started posting lots of job openings online in the St. Louis community. So we're ready to go, and they can go on our website to find them. I'm getting in my steps, it's okay.
Okay, good.
Y'all need that these days.
Sorry. Oh, yes.
Patrick Clark with Channel 11 Fox 2. Can you talk a little bit about the technical skills that you're looking for in people?
Okay. I'll get a few more. Well, I noted the technologies that we expect will be a key part of our roles in digital, in cyber, cloud, artificial intelligence, different kinds of automation, robotic processing, et cetera. Actually, the technical skills required to work in those technologies is actually really varied. Some folks certainly will have, we're looking for with computer science, backgrounds. But, as I noted from the kind of workforce that we recruit, a lot of that training can also come on the job if people have, I'd say, the right aptitude and focus on learning and building building new skills. When I started at Accenture Federal Services, 22 years ago, certainly no one was at that point talking about no one was talking about cloud. We were all really excited about the internet. I think the need for a workforce that is highly adaptive is critical to succeed in our business, because we need to continue to stay ahead, as the Congresswoman noted, of where our clients are and what challenges they're facing.
Probably, yeah, if you want to just stay up there. It's me again, Lauren from Channel 4. Given what you just talked about, what portion of the business is classified or confidential? Will the public know what's going on at this facility?
The challenge with people wearing masks is it took me a while to figure out where the question was coming from. I'm sorry, so the question is, what percentage of our work is classified?
Yes.
I can't tell you that. We work, as was noted, we work with virtually every federal cabinet agency. We work across the components of the Department of Defense, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, as well as a number of key defense agencies, and we work in the intelligence community as well.
I can keep going, sorry.
Yeah.
You mentioned reaching North St. Louis County, North City. Will there be specific outreach components to this recruiting, and how will you reach maybe low-income folks and people who are most impacted by the pandemic right now?
Well, I think we want to recruit from across the talent in the community, and I think as was noted, it's particularly important, to us to continue to build a diverse workforce. In North America overall, Accenture, has in the past has made public its commitment around gender diversity, and our global CEO Julie Sweet, recently announced that we are going to do the same on ethnic diversity, and that will be the same. Accenture Federal Services will be a part of that broader commitment. So to do that means that we need to reach into different parts of the community to access different talent. I firmly believe that building a diverse workforce is a business imperative, and diverse experiences to be able to generate the innovative capabilities that I think make us stand out. So for me, the wealth, if you will, of the talent pool that we can access here was a key reason why we decided to locate in St. Louis.
We have time for one more question. Well, then I will say thank you, everybody, for joining us. For media who's here, we are going to have an opportunity. We got about another 15 minutes set aside for some one-on-ones, interviews if you would like, and I think they will take place in the hall behind me. So thanks again, everyone, for being here. John, Molly, thanks to thanks to all of you it has been great working with you and your team, for all of us who were involved, and we're just thrilled and look forward to working with you and your team for many, many years to come. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.